Hi and welcome to Discover Oklahoma. I'm Jennifer Reynolds.
And I'm Dean O'Lally. The Native Roots Market in Oklahoma City, that's where we are today.
In the Deep Deuce District, just outside of downtown Oklahoma City, this is a corner market that's dedicated to sustainable, organic, and locally produced products.
It's a great place. But first, we're going to soar to new heights. We're going to look at Oklahoma from way up high, but let me throw a combination at you, hot air and Jeff Roberts.
It's kind of a natural combination, but maybe not in quite the way you would imagine.
Jeff's actually going to take us on a hot air balloon ride.
Come on in.
To borrow a line, want to get away? 1,000 feet above Oklahoma City away? Well, thanks to Daryl Dewar Jr. and OKC Balloons Aloft, you can.
Bye.
Absolutely B-E-A-U-T full, huh? And this ain't no, wait for it, fly-by-night outfit. Daryl Jr. almost came into this world flying.
I've been at the burner since I was old enough to reach it. Grew up around it with my parents doing it. My parents flew the Dewar Realtors hot air balloon for years.
What are some misconceptions about ballooning?
We fly mornings and evenings, 7 days a week, when the winds are conducive. And we have to fly when the winds are less than 10 miles an hour. So that only equates out to 6 to 10 times at the most during a month. And actually, everybody thinks it's real cold at altitude, but really the temperature difference is only drops 1 degree per every 1,000 foot we go up. And we only fly about 1,500 to 2,000, plus we have a burner over us that's rated at 36 million BTUs.
Will there be work I have to do as a passenger?
There is going to be some work involved. We do want to share the experience with everybody, so there's a little bit of work to be done, helping, holding ropes, packing up, stuffing. It's all part of the experience, makes it a wonderful one.
Speaking of experience,
So this week we have literally discovered Oklahoma at all new heights. I mean, look, we've checked out Mustang and Piedmont and Yukon and Northwest Oklahoma City and Edmond, and I think we might have even seen Enid if we were high enough at one point. You guys having a good time in the basket?
Yes, sir. Yes. All right,
As Daryl brings us in, you guys got to sing with me, Land Spread Not So Far and Wide, right? Ready? 1, 2.
whew, trust me, it's a good thing you couldn't hear that. Now, how much fun did we really have? Well, Ned and Valerie Fight answer for us.
Oh, super.
It was pretty awesome.
It was, wasn't it? I tell you.
And Oklahoma's a beautiful state.
It is, isn't it?
Everything's
Oh,
so
it is.
green and
I just didn't know a world could be so peaceful, and that's nowadays.
that's true too.
Find out how to book a ride for yourself and some friends or family on our website, travelok.com. Just click on Discover Oklahoma. Late spring and early summer are such a great time for beautiful places across Oklahoma.
They really are. And right now, Julie Chen takes us to the Georgia Pacific Butterfly House in Muskogee.
It's special. We think we're the only butterfly house currently in the state of Oklahoma.
Welcome to the Georgia Pacific Butterfly House. Home sweet home to hundreds of colorful critters.
We try to maintain 250 to 300 butterflies in the house at a time.
Right now we have Julias, we have white peacocks, there are a few painted ladies left, common buckeyes, monarchs, and zebra halicons, which are zebra longwings.
It takes a lot to care for the delicate creatures. They're shipped in from all across the country. When they arrive, they're placed in this chrysalis house.
We hot glue the pupa to a twine, set it inside of our house, and let the butterflies actually emerge from it. It's really cool.
And you can watch all that.
You can watch it all right here.
Plan to spend some time strolling through the butterfly house on a self-guided tour. If the signs here look familiar, that's because they were donated by the Tulsa Zoo. And while you're discouraged from picking up the butterflies, it's okay if the butterflies pick you.
The kids love it, especially when they can get up close to one. Sometimes they'll land on your arm or your shoe or your hat. So it's kind of exciting if they were to do that.
Now, we came to the butterfly garden on a cloudy and cool day, but we were still able to see plenty of butterflies. But the best conditions to come are on a warm and sunny day. On those days, you'll see them flying around. And if you want to increase your chances of attracting them,
Wear bright colors, sunny disposition, and wear something that smells sweet.
be on the lookout for a few other surprises here too. The house is also home to a fairy garden and these resident turtles.
The turtles will eat the remains of the butterflies that don't make it. So it's like a cleaning life cycle.
There's a lot to take in this special house unlike any other in the state. When you visit, plan to stay a while and come back often.
Come throughout the season because the garden evolves as well. The farther in the summer, the prettier it gets. So, and the butterflies will change because the growers will have different butterflies available to send to us. So we hope that every couple of weeks we'll introduce new varieties and we'll post that locally so that the locals can come back and see the new selection.
In Muskogee, I'm Julie Chin for Discover Oklahoma.
While you're on the way to Muskogee, you know you've got to stop and eat, right? So look for a hot spot in Discover Oklahoma's dining guide. We'll send you a free copy. Log on to travelok.com and click on Request Free Brochures.
Summers when so many families want to get away from it all.
Now, don't fool yourself into thinking you have to leave Oklahoma to do that either.
It's really nice to come out at night and see the stars. We do have some people who come out who don't do anything but just take photographs.
We're headed to one of the most beautiful places in Oklahoma coming up.
Plus, we're talking tacos.
Everything delicious. Cheese, onions, let's see, some beef, chips, tomatoes, cilantro.
Some of the tastiest and most natural Mexican food around, where you can find it when Discover Oklahoma continues.
Every night, sit alone and talk and watch a hawk
making lazy circles
in the sky.
We know we belong
To the land,
and the land we
belong to his hand.
So when we say
we're only saying you're doing fine.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, come see for yourself.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma. You know, a lot of Oklahoma families will spend big bucks, a lot of money, and travel long distances on their summer vacation, but why leave the Sooner State unless you have to? What you really need to do is check out the Gloss Mountain Outfitters in Northwest Oklahoma.
The two things you will come across more than anything else at Gloss Mountain Outfitters are peace and quiet. This family ranch, once used for range or pasture land, is now a haven for not only beauty, but relaxation, fun, family reunions, corporate gatherings, and weddings.
We've probably had about 12.5 weddings over the past several years. It's mostly word of mouth. We didn't even have the cabin finished, and somebody approached us about having their wedding here, so that was the first time it had ever even entered our minds that that might be something we'd do here. And we just recently have started a new package. We'll see how it goes, called the Spur of the Moment Wedding Package, so that someone who needs to get a wedding together in a couple of days to a week and not spend a lot of money, if you like what we have to offer, we can do that for you.
And whatever it takes to make you feel comfortable while you're staying here, well, they can do that as well.
If you're a do-it-yourselfer, then you can definitely come in and just do everything yourself. You can come and stay at the cabin. You can bring all your own food, and you can do everything. But if if you're just so busy, don't have a lot of time, we are certainly willing to help you out with that. We do something called made-ahead meals. So like a breakfast would be like a little breakfast quiche, a fruit cup, everything's already individually portioned. It's ready for you to pop in the microwave or in the oven.
If it's a corporate retreat or family reunion and you want Jackie to take care of not only breakfast but some of the other bigger meals, well, that can be done very nicely. Everything is by reservation only, and there are plenty of activities to everyone's liking, from fishing, hiking, hay rides, camping, and if you bring your own horse, the trail rides at Gloss Mountain Outfitters are quite impressive. As we rode to the top of this one particular ridge overlooking the cabin, a couple of small creeks dotted the area along the flat top mesas. The ride was peaceful and serene and had a view that was hard to beat.
There are some really deep canyons, lots of cedar trees, which then if you're a hiker or If you're the type of horseback rider who likes to ride a little bit of rough terrain, you're just going to love it because you get to go up and down, and it can be quite challenging. We have had bike riders come out here, not a lot, but bike riders come out to train. There's very little light. We're kind of on the fringe of being with that area where astrologers like to come. And so, you know, if you're a beginning astrologer especially, it's really nice to come out at night and see stars. We do have some people who come out who don't do anything, and just take photographs.
There are countless quietly beautiful acres of the ranch just waiting to be photographed and explored. The perfect place for an outdoor wedding, a fun destination where folks can take their kids or grandkids and truly get away and enjoy nature and the beauty it provides. And the best part is you can set your own pace and agenda.
If you want to come out here and spend some time, probably the best thing I can tell you is you tell us what it is you'd like to do while you're here, and if we can provide that for you, then we'll do our very best to do that.
To find out more about Gloss Mountain Outfitters and many other outdoor spots in Oklahoma, log on to our website, travelok.com, and click on Request Free Brochures. We'd love to send you a copy of the Oklahoma Outdoor Guide.
This Native Roots Market reminds me of the little corner grocery I used to walk to with my great-grandmother when I was a little kid growing up in Miami.
Well, you bring up a good point because there's a lot kids can learn from how things were done in the good old days.
That is a gas-powered hairdryer.
Coming up, an Oklahoma museum dedicated to the women who pioneered our state, where you may find a few surprises. That's when Discover Oklahoma continues.
Great travel tips anytime, like Discover Oklahoma on Facebook, and follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
This is a head-to-head challenge. We want to find out which vehicle you prefer.
Flory. Okay, this is awesome. Woo!
Wow, a lot more pickup than the Honda. The Fusion does not feel like a four-cylinder. Is that because of the EcoBoost?
So with the Fusion, it just has a younger vibe to me. The winner is Ford Fusion, hands down.
Now get a Fusion with 0% financing for 60 months or $2,500 cash back, or lease for $199 a month. See your Oklahoma Ford dealer today, the best in Oklahoma.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma, coming to you from the Native Roots Market in Oklahoma City's Deep Deuce. And this corner grocery harkens back to a simpler time in Oklahoma, but not an easier time. The women who endured and triumphed during our state's early days are celebrated in Ponca City at one of our state's oldest historic monuments. The pioneer woman is captured in bronze mid-stride, hand in hand with her son, stepping boldly and purposefully into a future she could hardly imagine.
It's all because of Governor Marland. Governor Marland decided that the pioneer women needed to be recognized, and so his concept was to build a statue to recognize the pioneer spirit.
Titled Confident by artist Bryant Baker, the monument is 17 feet tall, a towering portrayal of the women who, as President Herbert Hoover put it in a live radio address during the unveiling of the sculpture in 1930, carried the refinement, the moral character, and spiritual force into the West. The Pioneer Woman Museum opened in 1958, has just had an indoor makeover, and is telling better than ever the story of those sturdy ladies whose resilience, determination, and courage continue to inspire.
When you read about those stories, when you internalize them, you really come to understand how important that message is. And it's not just history, but it's today, that we all have the opportunity to take what we're given and move forward and build a better life.
Along with the words and photos, you can marvel with your family at how these pioneer families lived, and not that long ago.
The kind of life that they had, the artifacts or the material things that they brought with them that made life a little easier.
Maybe the most important lesson here for our kids, what these families lived without. No iPods or Xboxes here. You will see some wild gadgets considered high-tech in their day.
This contraption is scary to me, and it's an electrical wave machine, and there's a picture above it that shows the ladies in it, and it's kind of like the modern day version where we roll our hair and with the solution. Yeah, exactly. And so there you go. It's pretty scary.
That is scary. And this is a gas-powered dryer.
That is a gas-powered hair dryer. I'm not sure I would want to be near both of these at the same time.
No wonder they had nurses standing by.
In our other gallery, we have a temporary exhibit. It's called Breaking News, the Women Journalists of Oklahoma, and it tells these really uplifting and inspiring stories about the women who helped create the news and followed the evolution of Oklahoma in our, from pre-statehood to current day. So even you're featured in there.
Well, check it out. I'm an artifact and proud to be included among so many journalism pioneers. Some I knew of, some I worked with, but all who made a contribution to Oklahoma.
I love this exhibit because we get to read about and learn about the women who helped chronicle the history of this amazing state.
The Native Roots Market is actually a great place to pick out vegetables grown right here in Oklahoma.
And you can taste those Oklahoma-grown veggies and some of the best tacos around at a new hot spot in Guthrie. We're headed to Union Tacos next, right here on Discover Oklahoma.
When the wind comes sweeping down the plain, and the waving wheat, it sure smells sweet. When the wind comes right behind the rain, we know we belong to the land, and the land belongs to his grand. And when we say, we're only saying you're doing fine, Oklahoma, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, come see for yourself.
More and more all across our state, businesses and restaurants are trying to go local.
And one of them, the hottest new Mexican food in Guthrie, it's called Union Tacos, and Quinn Tran has a sample.
Open since December 2013, Union Tacos stands out in Guthrie for its Mexican menu and modern decor.
A lot of people think, when they hear Guthrie, they automatically think antique stores, antique places, the state's first capital. But you come in here and it's like something that you would find like in downtown Oklahoma City or a bigger city like that. I have ordered the nachos, the Union nachos. It's delicious. The chips are perfect. Everything always is so fresh here. I've never gotten anything that I don't like.
Union Tacos has a simple slogan: fresh, local, and together. What that means is the fruits, vegetables, and meats come from local farms straight to the kitchen here and served to you.
It creates our story to say, hey, from our aesthetic design to our food, we're taking a completely different approach.
Scott Haas is one of the restaurant's owners.
We're working really hard to just capture the hearts and minds of the locals to our approach to Mexican and tacos. Taking those authentic flavors that we're all used to, but applying a classic technique to it. And so our kitchen is a scratch kitchen. There's no cans or bags or anything like that. So every morning, it all starts out as fresh ingredients that Chef Brooke assembles into the menu. And literally we print the menu daily. It changes daily as we rotate through those ingredients. And we're making proper associations with flavors. It's not just a can of queso. We're literally making fresh queso daily. It's not just a can of salsa. We're roasting off our own ingredients. We're blending them in a sequence to allow us to have just right down to the texture of the salsa be right. The peppers are fresh peppers. So everything that we're doing, because each step is done well, the end product is the best of that item. And so our desire was really to roll out a more robust menu. And so daily we offer plates, and those plates will include chimichangas, nachos, enchiladas, quesadillas, these things that are very typical. But if you've eaten here and if you eat here, you'll see that it's anything but typical.
Nothing is typical at Union Tacos. Even the paintings by local artists spark conversation. Union Tacos didn't get its name from what's depicted on the walls, rather its approach to cooking and dining.
Union in the sense of uniting a community, uniting eaters, uniting growers together. Logan County has some of the best farmers. So our idea was just to unite the eaters and the growers within the same communities.
The Mexican restaurant with a modern twist is already making a name for itself. Union Tacos edged out some big metro eateries to earn the 2014 Allied Arts Artini Best Deco Dishes.
I think it says that our food is on that edge of what's occurring, and that in a crowd like that, in an art fundraising crowd at that, those are your trendsetters, those are your tastemakers, and in that group, they selected us. And so we saw that as a vote of, hey, you're going in the right direction. We want everybody to walk away with a mind-blowing experience. We want you to take your first bites, to finish your meal and to know that you really have been changed by that meal, that it was a different flavor than you've ever had, that it was a better flavor, that you thought you knew what your favorite chimichanga was until you had our chimichanga. We elevate that food and we elevate those flavors to something unique and different.
You can read the menu that lists all the locally sourced foods from Union Tacos on our website, travelok.com. Just click on Discover Oklahoma.
A big thank you to the folks at Native Roots Market at 2nd and Walnut and Deep Deuce in Oklahoma City. What a great place, fun grocery, and also a nice little deli with food you can eat here or take out.
Very good. All right, and coming up next week on Discover Oklahoma, if you want to catch one of the craziest looking fish in Oklahoma, we'll tell you just where to find some.
Your guide to paddle fishing in the Sooner State next Saturday night right here on Discover Oklahoma.
So until next time, remember,
there's always something to discover in Oklahoma. Production vehicle provided by the Oklahoma Ford Dealers, official partner of the Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation Department.